What's going on, Gator Nation? Nick Delatorre back here with Florida Victorious. We are across the pond today with Noel Portnjagin. I asked him before if that was correct. He said good enough. Noel is back home right now for winter break, which we were also talking about is a little bit colder in Germany than it is here back in the States. But Noel, thank you for joining us. And tell us a little bit real quick. How's your Christmas break going back home?
Yeah, it was. It's pretty good. It's pretty good back being here. At home with a family, with your friends. Um, it's it's of course something special when you really don't see your family like for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
You come back, and of course, like, all right, my brother is bigger now. My sister is bigger now. It's like, oh wait, they're growing too. No, like, no, it's really nice here. Still being around everybody, seeing my old teammates. Yeah, it's pretty nice.
What's the first thing you do when you're getting ready to go to the airport and you're thinking of, okay, I'm going back home? If it's food? Obviously it's family. Let's see
Yeah,
the family.
okay,
But after the
okay.
family, what's the first thing I have to do when I get back home? Something I can't do when I'm at school.
Yeah. I think for me it actually was food. Because we have a snack or like a dish. It's called a doner kebab. It's like you can imagine it like a gyro.
Okay.
And it's like packed up in some bread, and I love it. It's like it's the most like famous snack you can ever get in Germany. In every street and every city you can get it, but like you can't get it in the States. And I was like, man, when I come back, I take my brother or I take my girlfriend, and we just go eat some doner. Yeah,
That's it. It always has to be food because you come to America and especially Gainesville, we have like all the fast food places, your Taco Bell, your
yeah,
McDonald's.
yeah,
But when my wife and I travel, we will not eat at a place that we can eat at back at home or back in the States. So it's always finding those
yeah,
little things,
yeah,
and you probably take it for granted. You come to school and then you're like, man, I would love this after a practice or
yeah, yeah.
after something, and you don't have that opportunity. What has been this time? How much of a break do you get? I know last year was different for you enrolling. In the spring or in I guess around this time last year is when you were getting ready to come to Florida. But what is this break look like for you? And then how nice is it to have a break after getting and starting football in January, and then you kind of go from January all the way to December, really, with the workouts you
Yeah.
guys do, and then the season to kind of get a break for your body.
Yeah, yeah, of course. No, first things, of course, yeah, okay, getting a break for your body,
Mm-hmm.
recover. But also for me, it's very important to not stop working. So as soon as I got back here, I texted my local gym or my local like lift place. It was like, hey, can I get like a 3-week membership just to
Mm,
get some workouts in? Of course, getting on the field, do some drill work. Um, and I think that's also important for me just to not firstly get out of shape, and then secondly also stay in the rhythm of
right.
practicing, of working out, that I not be lazy this whole time, and then I stay in shape. And when I came back, or when I'm coming back now in January, that I'm feeling good about, okay, attacking the workouts, attacking indies, attacking, yeah, everything. And that's also a main point for me. So I still work out, and yeah, that's it.
Florida fans, the fans will love to hear that. He goes home to see his family, and one of the first things he does is, "Hey, where's the gym membership that I can get
Yeah, yeah,
for this time being?" But I know that Tyler Miles will, you will feel that first workout if you had spent this 3 weeks, eating strudel and snacks and sweets and stuff. That first workout back, you would have felt it.
yeah, yeah. No, but I'm really getting ready for it. So I'm really excited getting back there. And yeah, just having a good workout with Coach Miles.
Let's get a little bit into your background. Playing in Germany, it's not like Florida. Like here, it's very high school based. So you're playing club teams. Then you went
Yeah,
in 2020 and you're playing in the GFL and you're playing against grown men.
Yeah.
22, 24, 25 years old. So that kind of is maybe a good learning experience before you came to the States. But then you go through spring and you have to face a guy like George Gums, who is also a grown man,
Yeah.
or a guy like Tyreek Sapp, who's a grown man. What
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
your initial expectation coming in to
Yeah.
playing at Florida? And then did the expectation, was it met? Was it exceeded? Did you get on the practice field one day and go like, okay, this is like, these are some freaks. These are some other
Yeah.
kinds of people here.
Yeah. Of course, like coming out of Germany, you never had so many like freakish athletes
Mm-hmm.
at like one place. And coming into Florida, I think for me it was really okay. Like I know what I can do, but still I'm a freshman.
Mm-hmm.
I just have to see how it works out, how the practices will go. But yeah, seeing the first time a guy like Sap, a guy like Caleb Banks, a guy like Cam Jackson, I think this was pretty like, oh yeah, that's some grown ass man, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah. I don't know what they're feeding him over here, but these are some big
yeah,
boys.
yeah. But I think the first couple of practices was still like okay, a little bit like of course there's some respect there, as a
Mm-hmm.
freshman seeing big D linemen in front of you. Um, but over time, it got you get more and more comfortable. You know what you can do. You know what you can do. You learn the techniques, and yeah. So I'm feeling good now about my skills, and but still, like I have a lot of respect for every defensive lineman I face in this country. So I think it's really something cool to see. Okay, what is it like in Germany? And it's like okay, there's some dudes there who can play, some who can do something, but it's nothing compared to like in the States or in Florida now.
Yeah, where it just seems like there might a team back home might have a guy like that, and you play some people, and you're like, well, every guy, even his backup, is just like
Yeah,
him and just that good, and there's no break, I guess.
yeah, no, it's really something different when you play in Germany and then you come to the States or go to Florida and you see it's so much quicker, it's so much faster, it's much more intense. Um, but yeah, it's really big difference. When you go back to when you go back to Germany and you see the men's playing the GFL, for me it felt like slowish because it's
Uh-huh.
not like it's not the biggest professional league in
Sure.
Europe. That just was for me because like oh okay, in practice it looks a little faster for me.
What
Yeah,
was so I can't imagine. I remember me going to college and how much your head is spinning. And I just went from Florida to North Carolina. What was it like for you just adjusting to being on your own so far away from home, but being on your own and you have to do your own laundry and some meals are provided, but you have to cook for yourself a little bit. And
yeah,
then you have all these classes and you have to deal with Coach Sale and you have to deal with Billy, and then now you've got guys being mean to you on the football field. You're not being mean to you, but competing.
yeah,
How'd
yeah.
you adapt, I guess, and handle? It's hard for anyone to do it from high school to college, but making such a big transition, and there's so much on your plate. How did you find ways to manage the workload, whether it's school, personal life, or football?
For me it was I would say easy just to adapt because I came from a boarding school.
Okay.
So when I did the German equivalent of a high school degree, um, I was there at the boarding school. So I had to do my own laundry. The meals were provided for me, so I already had a little touch with how can it be in Florida or how can it be in the States. Um, but no, I would say I had a good time adapting there. I know what my workload is. I know okay, what should I do for academics? I know I should do my homework, my assignments and stuff, everything like that. And I'm also like a guy who likes to do everything like in front, so I can just have some time for me, like later in the day, for example. So I know how to work everything around and to still have some time for myself. Yeah.
What does that look like? What does the free time look like? I know you grew up dancing, hip hop dance.
Yeah.
Are you one of the best? There, no matter who I talk to on the team, they will tell me that they are the best dancer. But are you up there?
I would confidently say I'm the best dancer in the
Okay,
football team.
we might
I
have to
mean,
work some like
it's
challenges. We don't have to have like a dance off.
of course something else, but I would say like, okay, I danced for like 10 plus years.
Right.
I think I know. Yeah, that's
Just tell
probably for
anyone
me.
else in the locker room. Listen, there's levels to this, and you're on a level, but you're not at mine yet. But what does that free time look for you when you? Is it video games? Is it the time difference? Talking to people back home? You know, you might not be done till 9 p.m. and that's probably not the time. 9 p.m. Eastern is probably not the time to call back home.
No. No, so free time for me, yeah, probably a lot of talking with my friends, my own family, back home. For example, like me and my girlfriend, we call like almost every day. So giving a call, what happened today, just spending some time together. Then also I like to design some stuff. So I always got my iPad around, doing some designing, just some free time, just like a hobby. But yeah, also like video games are a part of it. It's like a lot of everything. Also listening to music because as a dancer, it's music is a big part.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a lot of different things. I always also like to find new things that I can do just to like, hey, what about this? What about that? It's just some little things that I like to do. Yeah.
So tell me a little bit more about the design. Are you drawing? Is it graphic design, or is it more of like the iPad and iPad pencil?
No, it's more like graphic design. So
Okay.
I do some smaller things for my former team. Um, it's just doing some. Hey, okay, look, we got a game from the under 20 team, and just do some little graphic. I just do that, and it's just okay supporting my former team, um, just helping them out and just having some fun while doing this.
You get to scratch the little creative itch.
Yeah, yeah,
Obviously, it takes you away from uh, class and practice, and I get to kind of zone out and do some graphic design.
yeah, yeah.
That's really cool. Well, what was I want to get into the season a little bit. Did you come in with the expectation of, hey, I need to learn and grow and adapt, and did you expect to redshirt, and maybe what were some of your expectations coming into the fall?
So my expectations were, okay, you're a new guy, you're coming from another country, it's nothing like this. Like I never had like a high school program around me like in the States. So I know I had to adapt, I had to work out a lot, I had to lose some weight, gain some muscle, just get bigger in general, know the playbook, learn the techniques. It's a lot of stuff.
Right.
But I never felt like, hey, okay, I have to play this year. I just have to learn behind the other O linemen. I have to learn with the other O linemen so they can help me out with when I have questions, when I have some
Mhm.
issues, and just know, okay, um, I want to get on their level, but I still have to get everything together with the workouts, with the indies, with
Mhm.
team practice in general. Um, but that was my expectations, and I would say, okay, I need some time just to adapt and just to learn everything from scratch.
And then it's such a long season. Is maybe was this the longest season? And then how do you from the let's say from a workout standpoint? It's
Mhm.
always a lot of offensive linemen here in the States, I'm sure you as well, you just like get focused on getting a number. Hey, I need to weigh
Yeah,
this number. And then you get
yeah,
to school and they're like, hey, that number is good, but we need to lose 30 pounds and then gain 15. And you're like, wait, what? And then I would always say gaining weight is fun, but then you have to gain it the right way to
Yeah.
maintain your flexibility and your punch and your get off and all of that. How have the workouts and the program helped you to accomplish that goal of losing a little bit of weight, but then putting it
Mm.
back on in muscle with maintaining everything?
I think they've done a phenomenal job. I think I never saw my body change so fast in a short amount of time. I mean, um, Coach Miles and the crew, they're doing a hell of a job helping us in the workout room just to get bigger, get stronger, and I think they're really doing a great job there. But I mean, for me, it really worked out. So I started at like 330 pounds. Um, then I lost about like 20 pounds of weight, 20 pounds of fat. And then I gained about 10 pounds of muscle. Um, and also, while that was happening, um, I lost about 8% of body fat. So I started at 30, now I'm at like 22, 23. And like this in such an amount of time,
It's a
was
short period of time. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and that's just really cool just to see. Hey, okay, I can change my body. I know I can put on some muscle, get stronger, get bigger and then maybe in the future. I okay. I'm sorry, I'm stuttering a little bit.
You're fine.
Um, no, but like getting bigger, getting stronger, and then also put it on the football field. I think
Mhm.
that's really cool to see that Coach Miles and the crew, they're doing a really good job. So yeah.
I joked with Tyler. I said, you're probably a good coach. I go, but the numbers in the mirror might be more motivating than you are. Once you start seeing the difference,
Yeah,
it's like, because hey, the workouts are hard and it's early in the
yeah.
morning, and I don't want to wake up, and you go and you get through it, but then after 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and you look in the mirror and you're like, wait, that looks different, or
Mm,
you get the printout from your DEXA scans and things
yeah,
like that, and you're like,
yeah.
hey, these numbers are trending in the right direction. Okay, maybe it's a little easier to get up to that next 6 a.m. lift.
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's like, hey, okay, you got the early workouts. You have to be there at 7 a.m. You have to, be ready, work out. But just like physically seeing, okay, declining the number of your weight is like, hey, okay, I'm doing something right.
Okay.
And that's also like a part of like motivation. It's like, okay, like I'm on there. I'm on that. I'm on the right track to
Yeah.
lose weight and then like gain my muscle. Yeah.
So who were some of the guys maybe in your workout group or in your position group that maybe you followed or you looked to, some older guys, Austin Barber's been there a while, Jake Slaughter has been in the program a while. Were there some guys you looked to be like, hey, even if I'm not asking them questions, I can just watch what they're doing and they're a
Yeah.
good example for me?
I think probably the biggest guy who I'm like looking up to is probably Najee Harris.
Mhm.
I think he's a great guy. He's putting some crazy stuff on the field, and I'm always like watching behind him. Okay, how he's doing it, how he's doing the steps, how he's doing his technique, how he's putting his hands on the pad. I think he's doing a really good job, and also like privately, we've been really good friends together. We're like hanging out, having some fun. Like that's really cool just to see. Okay, um, like him and like. Bryce Lovett, for example. Like it's really cool to see that they help me out like since day one.
Mhm.
Just if I have some questions, if I need anything, like they're always there. It's just really cool to see. Yeah.
And was Najee was one of your roommates?
Yeah, at the start he and Bryce were one of my roommates. Yeah.
How were they as roommates? Are they clean? Are they leaving dishes in the sink for you?
Yeah, sometimes they're leaving dishes, but it's not that big of a deal, you know. No, it was never that crazy dirty, but like, sometimes here and there a dish, but it's no
you
problem.
you never know somebody fully until you live with them.
Yeah, yeah.
I'll tell you that. My wife and I learned a lot about each other when we got married and moved in. And she was like, "What are you doing, leaving clothes on the floor?" And I was like, "I don't know. They just kind of disappear." And apparently she was just picking them up. So
Yeah.
you learn a lot about people when you live with them.
Yeah.
What was I always like to hear people's first experience because you were here for the spring game, and there's
Yeah.
some people for the spring game.
Yeah.
But when you come out of the tunnel, or even when you're going through warmups for that first game, for the Miami game, what
Yeah.
is it like to really run out of the tunnel and to be on the field when there's 90,000 guys, men and women, children in orange and blue screaming their heads off for the Gators? What was that first experience like on the field?
I I think it was really amazing. I think it was like it's really something I never experienced before. Um, I always remember like when I was back in Germany, I had one game and they had like a somewhat big attendance, like 3,000 people, and it was a close game, and like we were up on offense, and they were so loud. I was like, okay, that's loud, but like hearing 90,000, that's it's just something different. And then of course when we put up when we do a touchdown, when the defense is up, they're doing a big stop, and just like it just starts like hurting in your ears because it's so loud. It's a crazy experience just to see everybody just cheering for the team and cheering for the Gators. Yeah.
There's always like something that happens and you get that like big pop. Like the game was mostly over, but like when Cormani got his pick six and
Yeah.
the whole bench cleared, but like the stadium's going nuts.
Yeah.
There's always like like almost like a drum beat that's constantly
Yeah.
loud, but then something happens and there's just this like off the charts pop. So those are always cool to see. But it's different being, I sit in the press box or sitting in the stands. I've always wondered what it feels like to be on the field and you're kind of everyone's above you and it's all funneling down towards you. But I don't know how you guys communicate as an offensive line group when the defense is on the field. Because when the defense is on
Yeah.
the field at home games, everything's loud.
Yeah.
How hard is that to try to even communicate when you're sitting 3-4 feet away from each other?
I mean, of course it's harder, but Coach Sam and Coach Acosta, they
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 can
have
be
a
loud.
loud
They can
voice.
be
They have a
loud.
loud
Yeah.
voice. Yeah. No, but we still it's like no problems really like communicating. It's okay. Um, it's really okay. We can work it out. Yeah.
So the season, I mean, you can make a movie about the season you guys had with the way
Yeah.
it started, with Graham being hurt, and the way that it ended. What was it like for you, kind of witnessing the ups and the downs, and then inside the locker room? I think it's kind of human nature when things get tough to maybe just say like, I'm going to try a little bit less because if I'm not giving my best, then I have an excuse. But it seemed like from the outside that you guys didn't look for excuses and you kind of really rallied around each other. What was it like
Mm.
in the locker room, maybe after the first 3 games and you guys hadn't done
Yeah.
what you hadn't shown who you were?
Yeah.
And what were some of the conversations be like, hey, we need to fix this and get this right?
Yeah. I think even like after the first games, we never like thought, okay, yeah, like the season is over or something like that. Um, this was never like the conversation in the locker room. There was never a conversation with Coach Napier telling us. It was always about, okay, we turn in the next page, we attack the opponent,
Mhm.
and of course we try our best. We want to dominate the opponent, and even after the first few games, the locker room still wasn't over with the season. They still okay. We still want to dominate our next somewhat opponents. We still want to show, hey, okay, we can play good Florida football. And yeah, now how the season like ended in the last few games, I think this is what we really showed. Like, okay, we can play for Florida
Mhm.
football. Like, and this is the probably big mindset in the locker room that just never like went down. It's like, hey, okay, yeah, I don't know if we can turn anything around. It's like, no, we still were 100%. Still 100% on the plan, and we stayed on it and say, okay, we want to attack the next opponent, and then yeah, go on from there.
And then obviously winning is fun. What was that last 4 game stretch where you guys LSU comes in and they're favored and they're top ranked and that your first real initiation into the Florida LSU rivalry where the fan bases are not friendly with each other. But what was that end of the season? Because you guys work so hard, and you only get a certain number of opportunities to play on Saturdays to get those moments of success and victory, and then being able to go into a locker room that's much happier than after a loss, and kind of stringing those together. How much fun was that last month for you guys?
I think after those games we won, it was such a good ending for the season for everybody, not just like for me, but also like for the seniors to have such a good ending. And like after the LSU win, after the Ole Miss win, the locker room went nuts. It was such a great time. I'm not gonna lie, it was so cool just to see. Okay, everybody's dancing, the music is loud, everybody's having fun and stuff like that. And then okay, we have to keep the momentum up, and we kept it up. And yeah, it was just really nice time to be there. Just to know, okay, we did a really good job throughout the season just to finish. This was like one of our like biggest models that we had in our team. We have to finish
strong,
to finish everything. Even when we're down, even after the first few games, we had to finish the whole season. There's no way around it. So to finish like that is a really, really good sign to, show, okay, Florida football is there.
And in talking with Tyler and Billy, that starts in like the foundation period. It's like, hey, we have to finish this run, finish this rep, finish this, because the work you're going to do in January, February, March is going to show up in November when it's game 12 and you're tired and you're hurt and maybe you're ready to go on Christmas break, but there's still work to be done. I think Jake Slaughter always tells me the work is the work. It's there, and you got to do it.
And you got to do it, yeah. There's no way around it. I mean, at the end of the day, you signed up for this. You want this. Yeah. You want to play college football, and that's like what you have to deal with. But everybody's going through it. It's not just okay, Coach Miles giving us a hard workout. It's like no, everybody's going through this, and it's just something that everybody knows is okay. There even if something happens, it's okay. We have really good games. We still have to work out. We still have to run. We still have to do this and do that, and there's no way around it.
Sidetracking a little bit because I remembered something. You're an accomplished, talented dancer. How was Coach Napier's gritty after the LSU
game? I mean, hey, it looked good. It looked fluid. We have to work on some maybe on some
technique,
ability,
a little well, we need to work on Coach Napier's mobility. We got to get him in on some of those 7 a.m. But that's fun.
A little stiff, but it looks good though. Yeah.
I think he's in his late 40s. Listen, as someone who's 36 now, my mobility is not the same it was when I was 18, 19 years old. I don't know if it's coming back either. But you guys finish with wins over LSU, Ole Miss, Florida State, and then the bowl week comes in. And this was your first opportunity in the bowl game to get on the field and to play. What was that bowl week like? And obviously, bowl weeks are meant to be fun for you guys. They're like a celebration. You've earned this opportunity. So what did you like about Tampa and some of the events that you did? And then we'll get into your first snaps as a Gator.
Yeah. No, I think the bowl week was really fun. Just to be somewhere else where you're not like being all the time. No, was a pretty cool experience. Just to be there in Tampa and just to say, okay, we had a good season, but we still wanted to finish with the win in the bowl game. And coming in this week, I'm did more and more, had some reps in practice with the twos. Just had a little rotation. Okay, Noel, you taking the last, let's say, 3 or 4 snaps with the twos, just to have a little rotation. And I was like, okay, going into the game, my mind was like, okay, maybe you're getting on the field, maybe not. If you're getting on the field, you are ready, you're mentally, everything, you're physically there, and just like staying positive in my mind is like, okay, when you get on the field, then you know everything, you can do this. And then at the end of the day, being on the field was just like a really cool experience, just to know, okay, like the snaps you take now, like they matter. It's like you can't. It's not practice. It's not like, okay, let's say like a reload or something. It's okay, we'll just do another look or something like that. It's like, no, these plays, they happen, and then they happened. You can't change anything. But to then also like give a good block for Rubio, for him to score the touchdown was just like real amazing experience. Yeah.
That was really cool. I loved seeing it. It seemed like we're getting Anthony into the end zone. It was just
Yeah.
after, and he's running
Yeah.
1,000 miles an hour. What was it like to celebrate with him? Also, he had, I don't know what I'm getting older, but I don't know what his dance move was, but he had something going on
Yeah.
for his celebration. What was it like to one? I always say this: offensive linemen don't get any credit, but the running backs aren't scoring if you aren't opening up a lane for them.
Yeah.
So what was it like to be in as an offensive lineman for a touchdown?
I think so. For me, it was just really amazing just to see. Okay, I get a block, and you feel that like Rubio is like right behind you, like running up that lane, just running into the end zone, and I see that he's running there. And I was like, come on, come on, come on! You got to get that touchdown. Just and then celebrating with the whole team is such an amazing feeling. I think it's really something like you can't just explain, like you have to feel it. It's something incredible. Dancing with Rubio, dancing with the whole team, then then they come through. No, it was really amazing. Yeah.
I almost got run over. I was standing like right in front of the cheerleaders on the sideline, and I think some cheerleaders ran because the whole team ran like not even around us, like ran through us, and we were just kind of like, okay, don't run through us. But that's so cool. What was it like? Were mom, girlfriend, was everyone, were people able to watch the game? I know it was, I guess a little bit. I guess the timing would have worked.
Yeah, no, it worked out. I mean, the starter game was at like 3:30. So in Germany it's like 9 p.m. So 9:30 p.m. So it's a good time. But yeah, my girlfriend watched the game, my mom watched the game, and then immediately like after the game, I know they texted me. It's like, oh my God, you were in the field, you played, and stuff like that. No, it was pretty cool just to know, okay, like they experienced this too with me. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
And then I don't think you were on the field for what might go down as the most exciting 2-yard run in Florida Gator history. But I remember we've been trying to tell Billy and tell Dez for 4 years now.
Yeah.
Like, we have to get Dez a carry somewhere.
Yes.
We've talked a little bit about it. I think the play was called Hawk because it was Dez's high school mascot.
Yeah, I think
Something like that. They told us after. I think Billy told us because Dez is graduating and they won't have it in the playbook anymore. But what was because you don't just put that in on Saturday. When does that get put in, and how much excitement is there among the team to be like, oh my gosh, we have this in the playbook now?
I think the first time I saw it was in the O-line meeting. And then was like, yeah, he's number 21. I was like, wait, Dez is on the field? It's like, yeah, we put Big Dez in. It's like, damn. And then like, it was like the first time, it was like, okay, that could be pretty cool. And then of course, like practicing it, just to see, okay, hey, we need Dez. He's coming over, just like standing there with the whole offense, and everybody's cheering. It's like, yeah, let's go. No, it was pretty fun just for that week, just to see that, just to get ready for that play, and then actually executing that play with the first down. The whole sideline went crazy just to see, okay, he got a first down, he got a carry. was amazing.
In the sequence in real time was weird because like Dez went on the field and then there was like a timeout. And then like back to the sideline, and we're like, oh my gosh, if that timeout just changed the play call, I'm like, I might run on the field and call a timeout and like go tell Billy, hey, we have to run that one back. But I think that's also what's so cool about bowl games is guys like yourself who have worked so hard, you have an opportunity to get on the field and to play. You get fun moments like Dez getting in and getting a carry. But I think there's a lot of momentum that you guys have built through this end of the season, like you said, because of the way you finished. And now as we get in, you'll be coming back stateside soon next week. And as Jake will tell you and I, the work is the work and the work starts again. So what do you think you've taken and grown and learned from your first year that now, hey, I have more tools in my tool belt, or I have a better set of skills and they're more refined, and how do you feel like you're ready to attack this second foundation and identity and this second off season?
I think it's going to be a year for me where I like find myself a lot of like really motivated to attack this year. Of course, like the first year was for me more like, okay, I have to learn, I have to grow, I have to get bigger. But like now that I already have a year, like, you know, under my belt, is something that I can look forward to because I know the playbook, I know the indies, I know the technique, and something that you just carry over and just to know, okay, I know how the workouts are going to be, and just okay, I know, you know, it's just a better feeling. It's more confident. We go into the year because you know how stuff will work out. And of course, you know, I also had like some ups and downs throughout the year. But I feel really confident. I feel really motivated going back to Gainesville and just like attacking this year.
That's awesome. I can tell people just not knowing what to expect when you're going into, all you know, like for a workout is, well, I need my they packed my loop and there's a shirt, there's shorts and running shoes, and that's all I know.
That's it.
Just to know, like, hey, I've gone through this before. Today might suck, but we're gonna get through it and we're gonna get better because of it. But you at least know you're not going into, it's not unknown anymore. I think that can help give a second year, third year player so much more confidence. It's just like, hey, I know what to expect. I'm not going into these workouts and practices blind.
Yeah.
Well, the work is coming. we're taping this on January 8th, and we'll have it up before Noel heads back stateside. But I know Florida fans are excited about you. They're excited about the team, and they're excited for you guys to start getting back on the field as we inch closer. I mean, we haven't even finished this college season. The playoffs are still going on. But I will say, I hope that your Christmas break is ruined next year, that the games are still going on and that you're still playing in the games. And at this time next year, we're talking about your next opponent more so than coming back for workouts. But Noel, we have appreciated the time, more than a half an hour you spent with us. And we're looking forward to seeing you back here in school, and fly safe. Enjoy what's left of your winter break. And we look forward to seeing big number 74 back out there soon.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you for having me.